Hi guys, I'm EVM and welcome back. Now, many moons ago, I used to be one half of a professional detailing company, along with Harry, who some of you will know from other videos in the channel, and we used to spend anywhere from a day to a full week on a car. Every surface, every little bit, every bit of paintwork, even the stuff you didn't see, had to be brought back to, well, in fact, I'll say better than the day it was delivered, because most manufacturers don't give you a car that has perfect paintwork. Now, you never really lose that level of analness when it comes to cleaning cars. Yes, we don't do other people's anymore, but when it comes to our own cars, you still have that level of detail, that OCD-ness, that means that you have to have everything just so. Now, I can no longer use I don't have enough time as an excuse not to do this car, the new EVM mobile, because obviously this lockdown has meant we've got, well, most of us anyway, have more time than we know what to do with. So I thought, well, it's time to finally decontaminate, then correct the paint, and then protect the paint. And for that, I'm going to use some ceramic coating. If you don't know what that is, then basically think of it as an ultra durable, ultra hard wax or sealant for the car. Simple as that. If this stuff, which is G-Technique Crystal Serum Light, if this was put on by an approved G-Technique professional detailer or company, you would get a 5-year guarantee with it. That's how hard and how long lasting this can be if it's done properly. And that's the key. It's all about the preparation. If the paintwork isn't decontaminated properly, if it's not corrected properly, then you're going to have problems. If I put this on and the paintwork's got lots of swirls and scratches in, that's pretty much what you're going to look at for the next few years. This thing goes very hard, and if it's not put on properly, the only way you're going to get it off is with a machine polisher. So you really do need to take the time and prepare everything properly. I suspect this is going to take me 3, maybe 4 days. Once I've finished with that, I'm going to put a coat of this on. G-Technique EXO or EXO version 4. So it's going to have an ultra durable and hopefully ultra hydrophobic coating. So it should just literally repel water and to an extent dirt as well. Right, let's get started. Okay, well, the first thing to do is to get everything out that I need, so it's always at hand when I need it, and to make sure that I've got everything to do this entire procedure. There's nothing more annoying than being halfway through a car and then finding that you're missing one crucial product, which means it puts a halt to the entire thing. And given the lockdown at the moment, it's not as if I can just pop to the shops. Thankfully, I did remember this crucial component and thought, well, I've worked hard, let's have a drink before I start. The first part is to pre-rinse the car using this solution, and the most important thing in a detailer's arsenal, the snow foam gun, because it saves time and it looks brilliant to me, and you can also do childish things like this. I don't know what it is about a car covered in snow foam, but I always think it looks really cool. Whilst this is sat in the car for 10 or 15 minutes, I typically get on with the wheels, so I'm not just wasting time staring at the vehicle. Now it's first jet wash, and you'll probably see that on the bonnet it's still beading relatively well. That'll be from the stuff that Tesla left on the car before I got it. You should see a change after I finish the decontamination part. Now it's on to the first proper wash of the car. Here's me with a sponge, just in case you don't know what that looks like. This is something everybody should have in their car cleaning toolbox, a brush, so you can get into all the little nooks and crannies when you're washing the car. Like the window shuts, for example, a sponge or wash mitt will never get down there. So do it with the brush, and then all you have to do is go over with the wash mitt later on. Just a quick rinse now before I start decontaminating the paintwork. First part of the decontamination procedure is to clear the car. This will physically remove any contaminants in the paintwork, and I think it's something which most people have at least heard of, if not done themselves. You can probably see in the clear here that there's not much on this car. Now, chemically decontaminating the paintwork, this turns purple when it finds something to bond against. Unfortunately, as there's nothing on my car, it doesn't actually look any different. Just one last quick wash now to get rid of any remnants from the decontamination part of this whole thing. And then after that, I'm going to give it a quick rinse, dry the car down, and finally get it into the garage, because the rest of this will be done inside. Drying towels, quite expensive, more expensive than the ones I dry myself with, but crucial to getting the car dry so you don't have any water spots for when I come back to it later on. Before I get into the paintwork, I want to check to make sure the glass is alright, because once I put the coating on top of this, it's staying. You can see a couple of marks there in the reflection of the light. There's one there, and there's another one. I need to get rid of that before I put any sealant on top of it, otherwise it's going to be there for years. So you can just see a little bit there, that's going to come out, and then you'll see me checking what it's like afterwards, and that looks nice and clear, exactly what I'm after. Now, I'm not giving the car acne. What I'm doing is checking the paintwork for any imperfections that I want to get rid of specifically, and then marking them with a bit of blue tape so I know how to find them later on. This stage of the whole process does take a long time. You're effectively machine polishing the whole car. I'm going to target the ones I've marked off with the tape specifically first, and then go over the whole car briefly after that. It's a very easy colour to machine polish, is this white silver metallic. If it was black, you would see absolutely everything. So the colour of the car is in my favour on this one, but I will be machining it all, so the paintwork is as good as it can be before I cover it in ceramic coating. Very key part of this now, I'm using a product called Panel Wipe. It's also like isopropanol, I suppose, and basically what this does is gets rid of all the residue from the polish that I've put on the car and anything else, so the ceramic coating is going directly onto the paint rather than onto polish onto the paint. This is very, very crucial to getting a good finish. Now the fun begins with the ceramic coating itself. I've got all the stuff out now, and you basically put this thing onto an applicator pad with a pipette. We're talking tiny, tiny amounts. Now if you look at the reflection on the right hand side of the LED strip light, you'll see me put the product onto the car and it kind of blurs it. And then once I've wiped off a few times, you'll get that definition of reflection back again. Once you've put this on, it's an immediate buff off. You don't let it cure, you don't let it sit, because it will go sticky and then harden, and that's when you can run into some problems. I use the LED torch now to make sure I've got absolutely all of the ceramic coating off, so there's no residue at all, and we're just left with a nice, clean, smooth finish. Now it's onto the glass of the car, which for this one is a lot because the entire roof pretty much is glass. I'm using a product called G-Technique C1 for this, and this basically will protect the glass, if I give it multiple coats anyway, for around 1, maybe 1.5 years. Now to get rid of that, use another product called G-Technique G2. This basically gets rid of the residue and gives you a nice glossy, clean finish on the glass, so it's protected and very, very clear. Now I'm not finished with the paintwork yet, but I am going to leave it overnight to cure, so I thought I'd get the car outside and start to do the wheels. So there's a bit of tyre shine to go on here, and I've recently bought some centre caps and wheel caps just to make these wheels, which come with the Standard Range Plus Model 3, a little bit better. It's also a good time now to get rid of all the dirt from the various bits that people tend to forget about, the bits around, in this case the frunk and the rear boot, all the little bits of painted areas that are normally hidden. They still need cleaning and protecting, of course. Day 3 now, and it's back to the paintwork. For this I'm going to use the G-Technique EXO or EXO version 4. This will give it that hydrophobic coating which will repel water, and anything in that water, if it does dry on the paintwork, effectively leaves its residue after it rains or it gets washed or something like that. So the more water that gets flown off or repelled from the paint, the less dirt or water spots you're going to have in the future. It's put on very much like the other ceramic coating, only this one is a little bit more forgiving. You can put it on larger panels and it doesn't need to be buffed off immediately. You can leave it a minute or so before wiping it down. But I still want to make sure that all of the residue is gone, there's nothing left, because that could cause issues as well. Finally, the car is done, and of course the water test. What is it going to be beading like? Are we going to get that hydrophobic coating? And I think from this you can see that it's repelling water really well. I'm really happy with this, really chuffed. The water is just literally flying off the paintwork. And to be honest, I've never normally wanted it to rain, but I'm hoping it does a bit now, just so I can see what it looks like. But you can see there, it just flies off now, and this should stay for years, 3 to 5 years, if I've done my job correctly, which I, of course, hope I have. Now, of course, no car cleaning YouTube video would be complete without sweeping camera movements of the finished product. Normally at this stage I would take the car to somewhere picturesque, do it there, but of course under the lockdown at the moment we can't do that. But yes, I am very happy. The camera does not pick up how metallic this paint is. It is really pearlescent. I do like this, and for a free colour I think it's really good. Now, one thing that tends to set apart a valeter from a detailer is that attention to detail. We're talking every little door shut, every little piece of rubber, all the stuff that you don't typically see, all of it needs to be spotlessly clean, and that's what I really enjoy doing. That's where you get the level of airness. The reflection on the glass there is superb. All the door shuts have been ceramic coated as well, because they get dirtier than most people think. And of course I've given the interior a good clean as well. No protection on the interior. I might do that sometime in the future if I can get hold of the products, of course, under this lockdown. Let me know if you do want me to do anything internally in the car in terms of protecting it. Doesn't need a clean, clearly, but yes, for now can't really drive the car under lockdown, so it's just going to be sat in the garage looking pretty. My wife, she works for the emergency services, so she will still be going to work in it, although I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with her driving such a clean car. That's the trouble with a clean car, isn't it? You don't want anybody to get it dirty or to even use it. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you're staying safe, stay indoors, all the usual sort of stuff, and let me know if you've done anything with your car. So that's pretty much it. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you soon, and let me know in the comments what you think.